This time by race fans, we are getting ever so close to the start of the Stealth Trailers 50-lapper for the CRA Street Stock Division. Brandon Mefford, Josh Sage in our front row, bringing the field through 3 and 4, and this time by race fans, it is time to get up on your feet. We're going to wave them off. It's 50 laps of action on the high banks of Winchester for the rough and tumble CRA Street Stock Division. Brandon Mefford and Josh Sage in row number 1, J.J. Schaefer and Calvin Parham in row number 2, Jason Atkinson and Kobe Lane in row number 3, and then it is Jeff Lane, the veteran, starting in the 7th position. Jeff Lane, so very fast with that 21 car as of late, very quick at Lucas Oil Raceway a couple of weeks ago. Jason Atkinson, though, you can never count him out, the series champion, starting in the 5th starting spot. And Jeff's son, Colby, starting in the outside of row number 3. He was very fast in qualifying. The Lanes taking the first 2 positions in time trials earlier today.
And Jeff Lane, the winner here on Labor Day Monday, September 1st during the World Stock Car Festival. His last 2 events he's entered, he has won here at Winchester. Then, as you mentioned, Adam, 2 weekends ago over at Lucas Oil Raceway, Jeff Lane has been stellar late in the 2014 season.
Chief starter Brian Duncan with CRA yet again this season, giving the 1-to-go signal. He's going to wave the green on the final race of the night. The Stealth Trailers 50 for the Street Stocks. These drivers, you'll notice, a little on the loose side, helping them rotate the turns in these heavy race cars. Brandon Mefford and Josh Sage. Coming off of turn number 4. Green ready to wave. Here we go, 50 laps the distance, final race of the night.
Green flag is out. We are racing the final race of day 2. Running the Winchester 400. Mefford and Sage all kinds of sideways right away. Coming out of turn number 2. Here comes Calvin Parham, your defending race winner in the 3 and 4.
Mason Keller making some moves back in the field. He's been able to get around Jeff Lane. Jeff Lane caught on the bottom right now. Kobe Lane is trying to lead. Knuckle crushing the 3, moving up to the outside move. 3 of Mefford leading the first lap. Parham, he's definitely a threat tonight, running 2nd and running 3rd, the 89 of Josh Sage.
Right behind Sage, the 68 of J.J. Schaefer. He is in the 4th spot. We got trouble over turn number 3. Car turns sideways, bringing out the caution flag. Just a lap into the race. Looks like possibly the 64, Michael Spencer, getting turned around.
Yeah,
over
Michael
turn
Spencer
number 3.
in the Venom Graphics, Spencer Racing Chevrolet from Frankfort, Indiana.
But in the meantime, Calvin Parham, Brandon Mefford the leader on the outside. Green flags out, we're back underway.
Pretty good start for Parham. Now a little bit of momentum for Mefford on the outside as Mefford fights back heading into the first turn. Green first half of the field, makes it over to turn 2, the rest of the halfway as well. Into the lead, Mefford by inches, now feet, half a car length, nearly clearing the 33 of Parham. Turn 4, some contact, he will clear him.
Machine in the 4th spot, staying in the top 5. Michael Spencer back on the track in the 64. Still no sign of Jeff Johnson in the 88 machine. But coming out of turn number 4, lap 3, Brandon Mefford continues the lead.
One of the biggest surprises so far in this race is Jason Atkinson and Jeff Lane. 2 of the favorites in the event. The champion, the former champion, and 2 of the fastest this weekend. They're mired pretty deep in the field, in fact, back a little bit from where they started. And for the lead, here comes Parham again to the inside.
Parham, your defending race winner of the Stealth Trailers 50 for the CRA Street Stocks Series. Giving Mefford all he can handle. The teammates 1 and 2 as they make their way down the backstretch.
Been a big change for position for about the 8th spot. Jeff Lane has passed Jason Atkinson. That's huge because he's gotten around him here early on. That could be one of the biggest passes he makes. Should get a little easier with some of the competitors in front of him. Little McElfresh, give him a strong run on the outside lane. Jeff Lane looks up ahead. He sees Colby, his son, racing for the 3rd position with J.J. Schaefer.
Kobe Lane shot out of a cannon in the number 44 machine. He battles with a 68 of J.J. Schaefer. Behind the 3rd spot of Kobe Lane. In the 44 Lane, all kinds of different various issues over the last couple of years. Strong competitor. Looking for that first ever CRA Street Stock win.
In the new Star Cars race last night came up a little bit short to Mason Keller. He does go up in front of the 68 of Schaefer for the third position. Mefford up into the wall. Your leader Mefford overshoots turn 1, gets into the wall, continues on. New leader for the conclusion of lap number 8. It's going to be the 33 of Calvin Parham. Mefford continues, but bottoming out. He's got some damage.
Jump break from Mefford, and he falls into the grass. The 44 of Kobe Lane. Lane looking to the inside of Mefford with Calvin Parham checking out the field. The 33. Lane and Mefford side by side. They head to 3 and 4.
Colby Lane impressing right now. Thought it was going to be Jeff Lane maybe getting to the front first. Could it be Colby getting up there? 9 laps in, and Colby Lane taking second away from Mefford. Mefford not quick. Yeah, he's going to continue the battle. Coming off of 2, pulls back ahead to the second position as Calvin Parham builds up a sizable lead.
Behind Mefford and Lane, you get the 68 of J.J. Schaefer, 89 of Josh Sage. Here comes the 21 of Jeff Lane. Patiently watching the battles in front of him, letting them sort each other out before he makes his move. Lane running in the 6th spot.
1/5 mark of this race complete. Parham leading the way. Mefford running second. Lane in third. That's Colby Lane. Running fourth, J.J. Schaefer. Josh Sage impressing right now. The 89 had a seal come out of the car, leaked some fluid on the track during his qualifying run. At that point was top qualifier. Did drop a little bit, but right now in 5th. Maybe not for long though. Jeff Lane, another challenge. Colby Lane up the banking, nearly some contact with Mefford.
Lane still on the inside of Mefford, and right behind Colby Lane is dad. Jeff Lane beginning to make his move, feeling out Josh Sage. The 9 machine, he looks to the inside, going down the backstretch. But up front, Calvin Parham continuing to show away.
Going to catch Clark here, a slower car on the low side. Let's see if Jeff Lane is able to make it through. He gets squeezed a little bit. He can't quite squeeze through. Has to check up. He'll drop back in line as second through 4th. And now 5th with 21 car running 6th. Basically nose to tails. They single out a little bit. 14 laps in this one. Sizable advantage for Calvin Parham. A 33 car, 83 of Mefford running in second, holding off a host of strong challenges despite getting up into the wall. And Jeff Lane starting to try again that low lane. Jeff Lane hoping his competitors slow down and hoping his car runs well in the inside groove. So far it's rotating well enough to pick up a spot here one at a time. He's able to get past Sage. Now Jeff Lane to the inside of J.J. Schaefer. For the 4th position, Jeff Lane now follows his son Colby into turn number 3 up the track, closes the door, slide job of the 68 of Schaefer.
Looking back in the field, James Kirby III is running in the 13th spot, challenging A.J. Ryan for 12. Jeff Johnson appears to be out of this event. Kirby simply needs to finish 15th or better, and he will win the 2014 Rookie of the Year title.
Second place battle continues. Here early on with 17 laps complete. Colby Lane tries low. He's yet to look high. Mefford protecting the highway. In fact, he's been way up along the wall. In fact, in it one time. His car bottoming out going into the turns, but still a pretty sporty ride for Brandon Mefford.
Mefford with a pair of lanes behind him. Colby Lane in the 44. All-star performance fast qualifier Jeff Lane in the 4th spot. Colby again to the inside of Mefford. They head to 3 and 4. They're side by side, but Mefford the advantage coming out of 4.
He's got to go because the old man is coming, and in fact he's going to look to the outside of Colby Lane heading into the first turn. Jeff Lane, one of the best in racing history when it came to the Super Series, won a championship, modified very strong, very stout in the street stocks of CRA. He's been able to get around his son. He's up to 3rd. Jeff Lane now looks for 2nd, coming down the front stretch. Mr. Personality, Jeff Lane for the runner-up spot.
Lane decided time to go now. 20 laps completed, 30 laps to go. Lane to the inside of Mefford. They go into 3 and 4. Give 2nd spot to your all-star performance fast qualifier, Jeff Lane. Now he's got a lot of real estate to make up to catch your race leader, Calvin Parham.
Has almost 30 laps to do it, a long time, and he could make up that amount of ground, but a big, comfortable lead at this point for Calvin Parham, but as quick as that 21 car of Jeff Lane is, I think he might be able to run him down in 28 laps. If this race stays clean at this with 1 lap complete, and Jeff Lane, the 21 car, is trying to start reeling them in.
Right now, Parham with a 3-second lead over Jeff Lane. As Parham completes lap 23, we're approaching the halfway point of the Stealth Trailer 50. Jeff Lane, the second spot. He's just picked up about 0.2 of a second that lap.
Over 0.2, almost 0.3. Jeff Lane picking up. He's running away from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the rest of the field. Parham in a little bit of traffic right now, coming off of 4. Up in the high side as Landis slowing him up a little bit, and this will help Lane's cause even more. Calvin Parham in slower traffic, boxed in a little bit. Does he go high? Does he go to the inside? Or he's going to go to the outside? And Landis heading to 3.
Parham carefully negotiates around the Schoolcraft Michigan driver, Ron Landis. Now Parham safely buys. We're halfway home. 25 laps completed, 25 laps to go. Your leaders at 33 of Calvin Parham, riding second to 21 of Jeff Lane. Third, the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Fourth, the 44 of Kobe Lane. And a good run in fifth for the 89 of Josh Sage.
He picked up another 0.3 of a second the previous lap as Parham was having a hard time maneuvering traffic. That time by, he doesn't pick up much at all. He may need some help to get there. In fact, a close call as they get around the number 2 car of Landis coming off of 2. Jeff Lane and Calvin Parham all by themselves right now. Parham coming up on some slower traffic that will hopefully for Parham move over to the inside as we are past the halfway mark. The Stealth Trailers 50 lapper. Parham is still over half a straightaway lead on Jeff Lane.
Josh Lane, the last car on the lead. Picked at Josh Perkins in the 46. Was the last car on the lead. That was Josh Lane currently running 12. Is the last car on the lead. Parham safely by him. The next car to go down, potentially go down a lap. He is 12 of James Kirby to 3rd. He is up to 11. He just has to stay 15th or better. He is your top freshman for 2014.
Rookie of the Year battle, the closest thing we have going on in CRA Stealth Trailers freestyle competition. Probably a good thing for Jason Atkinson. A little bit back in the field, hasn't come to the front like we expected the champion to do. Jeff Lane in some heavy traffic. He's going to the outside of Blank. Still closing on the 93 of Parham as Jeff Lane, that time by was quicker despite being in some traffic through 3 and 4.
30 laps completed, 20 laps to go. Jeff Lane's got the fishing pole out, trying to reel in Calvin Parham. But does he have the right bait with 19 laps to go?
2 tenths quicker that time. Both drivers very fast on that lap, but Jeff Lane, you can start to notice it now. You can see it visually. He is closing in on Calvin Parham. And Parham with 18 laps left. That's still, I think, too many laps for him to be comfortably out front.
18 goes on time by the lead. Now 1.1 seconds. It was 3 seconds. Just a few laps to go. Continue to close in on your race leader, Calvin Parham.
Lane has found a little bit of a groove or a little bit of a comfortability on the track right now because he was only 3s. Now he's getting some of his best laps of the race while Parham continues to be around the 5 and 6s. You can see it now down to about 7 car lengths in turn number 3. 16 laps to go for Parham and Jeff Lane.
It's just a matter of time now for Jeff Lane, who's cut the lead with 0.6 seconds on Calvin Parham. Next driver in front of him with potential traffic, the 22 of Brian Stocker. As they go into 3 and 4, Lane has closed the gap.
He has been consistent, so has Parham, but Parham's laps about 0.3 slower on average per lap than Jeff Lane's. And Lane, no reason to look at the times anymore. He is there with 14 to go this time at the line. He is almost to the rear bumper of Calvin Parham. He'll look to the low side off of 4.
Jeff Lane to the inside. They go into turns 1 and 2. 22 of Brian Stocker just in front of them. Both to decide they'll take the high lane around the 22 of Stocker to put him on the lap down. Stocker, 10th place on the racetrack. First car, 1 lap down. We are 13 laps away from the finish.
A torrid pace and 36 laps in a row on this green flag run, and Jeff Lane coming this long run. He's been very outstanding. It's helped him close. and what was a bigger than a straightaway lead that Calvin Parham had built up to the low side lane, wheel to wheel, coming off the 4.
Side by side battle for the lead. Parham with a high side advantage. They go into turns 1 and 2. Parham shuts the door, coming out of turn number 1. Stocker off the pace in 22. That gives 10th place to James Kirby the 3rd. Colby Lane off the pace in the 44 machine. Here comes Josh Perkins off the pace. They're dropping like flies.
This is a long green flag run for Street Stocks on the rough and tumble division here at the high banks of Winchester. And Jeff Lane has lost a few car lengths on the 33 of Calvin Parham. His car maybe looks like it's starting to slow down the straightaway a little bit. Still looks good through 3 and 4. But let's watch as Lane's car comes down the straightaway. To be okay there, but I'm starting to question whether Jeff Lane has maybe an issue. Well, he's really closed up the gap again. So Jeff Lane giving it a second, giving it a minute, and now maybe another challenge mounting. 10 to go that time. 9 laps remaining for Jeff Lane in his pursuit of Calvin Parham.
Lane is recoiled. He'll challenge Parham once again. He'll dive to the bottom. Oh, got a little sideways in turns 1 and 2. That allows Parham to open the gap just a little bit. Laps begin to wind down. Jake McElfresh in the number 3 machine, 8th place on the racetrack, right in front of your leaders.
Times have really slowed down. We were in the 19.3s. Now we're in the 22nd bracket. So all of a sudden, the times have really dropped off. Maybe track conditions going away. We had a few drivers pull off the track all at the same time. You wonder if maybe one or so put a little liquid down or something. But right now, Jeff Lane, Parham, dirt tracking it through 3 and 4. Lane riding around the bottom, and there's Jeff Lane. Problems for Jeff Lane in the 21.
Jeff Lane with problems in the 21. That allows Calvin Parham to pull away in the 33. Tough break for Lane. Just a couple laps ago, his son Colby Lane dropped out. Now Parham with a huge advantage over the 2nd place car. He got to go all the way.
Hard crash for Sage into the wall hard in turn 3 car. Looked like it dropped down a right front and into the wall, slamming it hard is Josh Sage. He went out of control into the 3rd turn wall. Josh Sage, a hard impact for the 89. Calvin Parham, strong competitor with this Street Stock Tour over the years, has won a handful of races, and he's won here on the high banks, also a regular at Anderson Speedway. Calvin Parham in the 33 looking for another win on the Winchester 400 race weekend. Mefford having a solid run despite his contact with the wall early on. Atkinson in 3rd, Schaefer in 4th, field coming to green. I think Atkinson has a tire down. We're underway.
Boy, Jason Atkinson with a very slow start in the 73 machine. He is off the pace. Your 2014 series champion way off the pace in the number 73. That allows Mason Keller to the 3rd spot. J.J. Schaefer to 4th. Jake McElfresh to 5th.
Great run again tonight for Mason Keller in the 29. Keller in the 29 last night, claiming the New Stars win for the Street Stocks tonight, looking for a 3rd place run. Parham leads the way. 5 more laps to go.
Calvin Parham in search of his 2nd consecutive Winchester 400 weekend win. The Nicetown, Indiana driver trying to hold off his teammate Brandon Mefford in the 83. 14-year-old Mason Keller riding some momentum from winning last night's New Stars race on the podium in 3rd.
Jason Atkinson, the champion, does make his way onto pit road, most likely calling it in an event with only 3 laps to go, as Parham easily leading this one over Mefford. Half straightaway advantage.
Field now spread out quite a bit between 1st and 4th. The 1st and sweet battle could be for 5th. The 3 of Jake McElfresh. The 12 of James Kirby to 3rd. This time by 48 laps completed. 2 laps to go for Calvin Parham.
White flag out this time. One more lap to go for Calvin Parham. Off of turn number 4, checkered flag will be in the air. Your season championship feature winner, Calvin Parham. Second spot, Brandon Mefford. Third, Mason Keller. JJ Schaefer in fourth. And the 3 of McElfresh finishing in the 5th spot.
Attention all CRA teams, if you haven't already done so, please turn in your transponders. All CRA teams, if you haven't already done so, please turn in your transponders. Also, Top Speed Modified Tour drivers, please turn in your transponders as well. Top Speed Fabrication iCar Modified Tour drivers, please turn in your transponders as well. And Calvin Parham, a little throwing some smoke here in the front stretch.